So let's go to the snare. This is a snare, it's just a normal snare, but this time I had to make it small so that it sounds, you know, like a fill-in. It's a little bit scattered, but you can make it sound really better. So let's go to the song mode. This is the song mode. After you've made all these patterns and arranged them, you now come to the song mode and look for where you can start now rearranging them. So this is how I arranged this beat, and this is how it sounds. And remember, every time you're using your typing keyboard, you press this button here. This one lets you press the keys on your keyboard. But if it's off like this, whether you press what key, it will not sound. But if it's on and you press any key, it will sound. Okay, so this is how I arranged this track. And so let's now go to how I saved it and sent it to Adobe Audition. So you come to File, then you go to Export, then you go to MP3. This is okay. You can use different formats to save your project, but this is how I used this one. So this is how this one I saved it and then sent it straight to Adobe Audition. But remember, when you're making your music, you know, you'll always get some vocals that people send in your sound effects and all that. But remember, these are the things I'm talking about.
What you want? You got it.
Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it.
You know, such sounds, never put those in your beat that you make. However much it sounds so good.
Whoa.
Yeah, like that. But never put that inside your beat because of the copyright. This guy will come and sue you for, you know, she'll come and sue you for her voice in your beat. So don't use that. You know, just fill it in. You know, like if you're trying to make a beat that you want to sell, you can use that voice for demo purposes, but for the original one, don't use it. Anyway, you'll thank me later for that one. Let me just take you straight to how I saved this. So you go to File, and you go to Export, MP3, you give it a name, save it. Here it will ask you if you want to replace. You can say yes or not. So at this moment I already saved it. I don't need to re-save it again. So I know it's under this hip hop 3. So when you're there, let me just show you. When you reach this saving part, when you've got the right name, and if you're using Windows XP, you can find it where you want to save it. I'm using Windows Vista on this computer, so you can know where you want to save your track. You can put it anywhere. So at this moment, this is where when you press save, it will take you to this dialog here, and this is the final one. This is the rendering. So this one now, it will ask you the same question. So yeah, this moment I chose MP3 and I like using MP3. Then you press start. If you press start, it will start rendering your song. Rendering is saving, in short, if I can say. So when you're there, then it is now saved. So you close this, and let's go straight to Adobe Audition and import it. So this is Adobe Audition. You can be using Cool Edit or a different one, maybe what can I say, which one is the other one? You can be using 1.5 or you're using any of those softwares that support audio. So let's go to Insert, then you go to Audio Insert, and we find it was on Hip Hop 3. We bring it in and test it if it's the one. Yeah, that's the track we've just made. So now it's time for us to think of putting vocals, of giving it a few vocals. And so when you're in Adobe Audition, it will ask you where you want to save. So it will ask you to make a folder or a name, give it a name. So at this moment I'll use this Untitled. Alright, so this one, if you save it, it will help you keep all those fast texts that you take without it deleting them for good. So I want to replace the ones that I used some time back. so you can say no, don't save those. So just go straight. Let me close this. Okay, so we're now in the recording mode. So you now come to this recording section, and in the input section it's on mono. Mono is 1, so you go to stereo and pick 2 audios from left and right. It determines the left and right speaker. Alright, so let's go straight and highlight it. So it is already highlighted. Everything I think is okay. So let me just turn back to recording the vocals now. Okay, so let's start. You will not hear me speak, but you'll hear me talk, but you'll not hear that audio because I've muted it. I'm recording using the same wave file. Oh, 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 oh. I'm living like any man. I got wings to fly. You can hold on and come with me, come with me. Oh, 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 oh. Anyway, I've ended there, but you can continue singing if you've already written down your song. So this is how this one sounds.